All right. Thank you guys so much. I heard from everyone live and we got to chat a little bit and get to know each other so that you guys can really understand and hear more about essential oils and the immune system or emotions in our immune system. We will talk about essential oils and also the importance of nutrition. For those of you just finding me on this Zoom, as well as for those of you seeing me on YouTube, I had my own health experience. Actually, pretty much as a kid, I was always sick, like sinus infection, flu, pneumonia, bronchitis, and pretty much repeat. And it was interesting, like now looking back, right? I can connect the dots looking back. We ate organic. I did Chinese medicine. Like my mom was into, like, she was considered a hippie and all of that. And she actually used essential oils. However, they weren't the quality essential oils. And she found that out through my little brother Javier having a night terror. And she went through some samples from Young Living that her friend had sent her. And within about 20 to 30 minutes, he was completely asleep and he slept for 8 hours. See, at that time, my brother was about like 13 to 15 months, and he was only taking 2 hours of sleep. And as Andy had mentioned, sleep is so important, especially for babies and that development, but also for us and the healing aspect. So she was like, "Whoa, he slept for 8 hours. Like, what's different with the Young Living oils? Like, what is that?" And what it is we have farms. We have over 14 farms internationally, and it's just like such a beautiful thing to really be able to know where the product is coming from, and it is really beyond organic, as our farming method. And with us being 14 different or 14 international farms, that's we can't just say organic because that's only for the US labeling, right? So I also, like I said, not only did I get sick all the time and I just kind of dealt with, and I realized once I started feeling better, I dealt with the fact that I was probably living anywhere from, I don't know, 55 to 75% energy. I never got to 100%. And what I discovered during this whole health journey, so using the oils really helped me, but I also realized that toxins were grandfathered in 1976, which is not okay. So not only did I learn about essential oils and how much they helped me and my beautiful complexion now, because I used to have pizza face acne, at least that's what I called it. Um, it's really important to look at our ingredients because that actually also, I know we're talking about the immune system and emotions. Our ingredients, because those toxins were grandfathered in 1976, a lot of them have endocrine disruptor ingredients. So the endocrine system is a part of our hormones, but it's also an aspect of the immune system, right? So our endocrine system helps with the hormones in that immune system. And when that gets out of balance, right? And even if it's a little bit, it's called bioaccumulation. Like think about a leaky sink, right? A sink, or anytime like the roof is leaking, that bucket can get filled up quick. We've all seen it. I've seen it. I imagine at some point, whether it be a bucket from the roof or just trying to hold that sink water in, it's not cool. So that's what happens. That bioaccumulation happens for us with those toxic ingredients. And it's also just being aware of our emotions. I had a friend just tell me recently that, like, she remembers, like, she was doing fine, she was all stressed out and getting everything done, and then it wasn't until after the stressful situation and like everything like had calmed down that her body had reacted, that she ended up missing work for about a week and all of these things. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of a delayed reaction. Think about like when we plant a seed, right? So with that being said, I'm going to mostly talk about essential oils, but I will hit on nutrition later. There's three ways you can use an essential oil. The first way is you can actually just use an essential oil through like a diffuser, right? Adding it into the air or smelling it out of the bottle. That is the aromatic, putting it into a diffuser. as well to get it into the room, into a really big room is awesome. You can also be, here, I'll do that with lemon oil. That'll be good for focus as well. You can also be a human diffuser if you are not near a diffuser and just kind of create a little bit of friction to have it go into the room, as well as creating a scent tent. Like if you're in an area and you're in a stressful situation, maybe you're just in your car and something has triggered you, whether it be other people's like loud car noises or the fact that, I don't know, hopefully you're not hearing gunshots, but I have no idea. If you are hearing gunshots, you probably need to call 911 too. But you can also use your oils to just smell. And the cool thing about actually putting it on your skin is you're getting that topical as well as the smell, right? And the sense of smell is directly connected to our brain, and it controls our heart rate, our blood pressure, and our memory. So that's another aspect of essential oils. Now, with some essential oils, if you're going to put them on a different area, like our hands are pretty tough, not as tough as our feet, but they're pretty tough. So putting it on neat, like I just did with the lemon, is fine. However, you're probably going to want to grab like a carrier oil. So uh, organic is best, but that's olive oil. You can use jojoba, grapeseed, coconut, just any sort of vegetable oil to help the essential oil slowly release into your system. And how you find out what you need to do is it's going to be on the label, right? This is actually, and it's also going to be on the internet on youngliving.com. So you can easily, like, if you're like, girl, that label was kind of tiny, I can't read that. Like that's, you can literally, so there's also sometimes a peel here. You can literally take that and look it up online. So this is for Joy essential oil. But Joy says apply 2 to 4 drops directly to the desired area. Dilution not required except for the most sensitive skin. And you would feel it, like it would kind of feel like a tingly, a hot sensation, just like a really intense uncomfortability. And so then you're going to want to use a carrier oil. So just be aware of that, or you can pre-dilute it too. Especially for those of you new with essential oils, please read your labels, and do it as described. Is magnesium and oil a good? I have never tried magnesium oil. I know more about, Young Living has a supplement called Mega Cal. And magnesium is definitely important for 300 functions in the body. So we should all be on like Mega Cal, or I'd have to look into this magnesium oil. But I think more of a vegetable oil, like coconut, jojoba, something you cook with, olive oil, grapeseed. Also, a little safety tip, if for whatever reason you do get essential oil in your eye, right? Oil and water do not mix. So we want to be using a carrier oil first, and then you can flush it out with water. So that's just, and the other way to use an essential oil, like the lemon vitality, which is actually really good. You can just take a drop. This is a vitality label, and take a drop and put it in your water. You can also put it in almond milk or Ningxia Red. I'll get into Ningxia Red in a little bit. But so lemon vitality and lemon, this is the topical version of lemon. So both of these are really great for if your sinuses are stuffed up. Lemon is actually really good. I would drink it more or put it in the diffuser more. That's my feeling. But if you ever feel stuck, right, or like frustrated, really, it's like just that stuck. You kind of don't know where you're going. The opposite side of stuck is transformed, right? You kind of want to get out of being stuck. Use your lemon vitality, or like I said earlier, and I applied earlier to my skin, the lemon. and you want to smell it, and you can use an affirmation like I experience. You can fill it in more. I experience happiness, right? I experience happiness. Or I am free. I am is a huge affirmation. Whenever we're experiencing some negative emotions, we do want to recognize that, right? We don't want to shove it down, because when we're shoving it down, it's going to get held up in either the organ or in a weak area of your body. I'm sure everyone on here, either like, for I'm going to do a little bit of a generalization, but for many women, a lot of it is in the shoulder blades and or the neck. Whereas I found for a lot of guys, it's like lower to middle back, just in general. But then you might say, no, man, whenever I'm really stressed out, it's my right knee, or it's my left knee, or it's my, there's a certain area on the bottom of my foot. Like, that's kind of your body, any of those pain points. And if you really look at reflexology and or Chinese medicine, your body is trying to tell you to pay attention inside. Something's off. I think it was Bree or Gianna who had mentioned the connection between the physical body, like different organs, and our positive and negative emotions. That's kind of where I'm getting at with the lemon and feeling stuck. It's usually that alarm point is your sinuses. So if you have a lot of the beautiful world of being at Zoom, uh, or being at home, if you have a lot of sinus issues, look at how have you been feeling, right? The other thing with some other emotions that lemon can help you with is being frustrated, being ungrateful, or having hate. And those are actually also connected to different physical areas in the body. For time's sake, I'm going to just mention that, and we can chat about that as well. But just realize that each essential oil is 100 to 1,000 times more concentrated than fresh herbs, let alone dried. So essential oils are like that concentrated concentration version of the plants. And they also work not only with our sense of smell, but on that cellular level to really help our body. They go through our bloodstream and really help our bodies. So it's really cool. So also, if you're feeling like uncomfortable or you keep getting hot and cold, lemon is really good. So because it's kind of getting into the immune system, right? If for me, when I'm feeling hot and cold, I know my immune system is at work. So I'm gonna drink more lemon oil. Probably also add some Ningxia red as well, and some extra lemon oil into my Ningxia red. I still will get to that, you guys. But yeah, so that's a little bit about lemon. Now, I forgot my geranium. This is actually joy, but geranium is this color, just in case you need the color to associate when you look online. Geranium, if you're wanting to please, that's actually a negative emotion. Like, you're just trying to please everyone, but you're not really taking care of yourself, right? It is not selfish to take care of us. Our cup has to be full in order to pour on to others, right? In order to have that energy. So the positive is detachment, like detaching from the opinions. Like, realize that everyone's going to have an opinion. It just is what it is. So one of an affirmation that I'm going to make up right now, because I didn't write it down. An affirmation could be like, I am happy. I am grateful, right? Just anything I am, right? I am needed. I am successful, something of that nature. Um, Also, geranium is really good for your skin, right? We all like to look youthful and beautiful. So you can add it to either your already face creams, you're already whatever face cream you're using, or again, it like coconut oil or almond oil or something like that to your face. Also, geranium supports the endocrine system. Remember, I mentioned a lot of toxins, over 65,000 toxins were grandfathered in 1976 with the Toxic Substance Control Act. And that's something I encourage all of you guys to research and start looking at your labels. Um, so with those toxins, again, like I mentioned earlier, that's affecting your endocrine system. So geranium is helping your endocrine system. Also, I highly encourage all of you after this to research geranium and lemon essential oil together. And that's going to be in a little prompt I'm going to get at the end, but definitely write it down for those of you taking notes. Geranium and lemon essential oil together, so that you can find out why it's so good for us right now in our current environment in the world. Okay, so remember, Seed to Seal quality commitment. You can go to seed2seal.com to learn more about our science, our sourcing, and our standards. And I also have planted lavender, chamomile, clarity sage, helichrysum, and one of the yarrows on the Mona, Utah farm. It's really cool because then when I get those oils, I'm like, oh, what? It's really cool to be a part of it, and that Young Living takes such good care of the planets as well as us, making sure we have quality essential oils that are not touched by, that are beyond organic and not touched by toxins. So, has anyone ever felt like they're in denial? Maybe with the current, well, you do have the power to accept or reject any idea anyone gives you, right? Our subconscious, our emotional mind can only accept, but our conscious mind, our thinking mind, we can accept or reject anything. So just kind of throwing that out there. So you can take a drop of Indoflex. I'm going to give this to Sandy. Oh, that was 2 drops. That's okay. She has trillions of cells in her body, and essential oils for an adult, 1 to 3 drops are fine. So Ningxia Red is a great antioxidant booster. It's amazing for your blood health. It looks like blood, eye health, just having that energy, all of your organs working synergistically together. So adding essential oils to it is just amazing. And with that, the Indoflex, when you're in denial, the opposite of that is acceptance, right? You kind of have to accept whatever happened or is happening to find that solution to move forward. An affirmation you can use is I acknowledge. For Google, what you should research on Google is geranium and lemon essential oil. It'll be the first PubMed medication or PubMed publication that comes up. And you will see it's a scientific study of how amazing geranium and lemon essential oil are for our body and helping with our immune system. Okay, so Indoflex, it's part of endocrine, right? The Indoflex Vitality from Young Living is good for our endocrine system. Again, that ties back to those toxins that were grandfathered in 1976. And you might be like, girl, I'm like so good at reading labels and bioaccumulation, like I mentioned earlier, you might still have some that are in there. And that's awesome with essential oils because they work on that cellular level to really support the body, the mind, body, and spirit, right? Because we have all of that. So just be aware of that. Also, Indoflex can help with vision, and I feel like it's actual physical vision. I know I'm saying that and I have glasses on, but and it could be also that imagination, envisioning success, right? Envisioning a life of amazingness, because we have a lot of things like the news, social media that just try and like shut us down, right? But all of you on here have a vision of such beauty and amazingness for you to really thrive and enjoy life. I believe that we're all here to enjoy life, and we have these ideas that really can help us grow and help each other. So I look forward to continuing to connect with anyone that I just met here as well. Okay, so pine. Pine and trees in general. So I'm just focused on pine and I'm going to give you an affirmation with pine. But pine, and I should show you. That's how you drop an essential oil. Again, 2 drop down, that's okay. I have millions of cells in my body, and pine is actually really good for the lungs. How I remember that myself for trees, because trees in general are really any. So we have like black spruce, blue spruce, just there's more than one tree essential oil. Think about the branches of the trees, right? And think about how our lungs look. They look really similar. And if you count the roots, if you pull up a tree, look very similar to the branches. And if you flip that over, it's going to look like our lungs. So that's how I remember that trees are really good for the lungs. And with everything that's happening, we also hold grief in our lungs. With that being said, we want to be really aware of when we are feeling sadness. Like if you need to cry, y'all cry, right? That's part of life and let it out. Um, and so an emotion, a negative emotion that can be affected is like if you feel being unimportant. I picked that because there's many people in today's world that were just told that they weren't essential. I call BS on that. Everyone is essential. So the opposite of feeling unimportant is feeling valued, right? You want to be valued. You can say I take personal responsibility, and you can smell your pine oil as well as put it on topically, right? It's having that intention is going to move you forward. You can also just put on oils and see what happens too, but it's nicer to have that intention and also speak something out loud because it's going to help you. Now, obviously, if you're in, because I use essential oils and I sometimes am around some, you're just in public and you're like, man, that person has some interesting energy. I'm going to put on, I have a roll on right here. I'm just going to put this on. I'm going to think some, I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to help him too, because the aromatics, you guys, you'd be surprised, even with masks, how many people are like, we could smell you. We knew you were here. Like we couldn't see you yet at the post office because the line is so long. But we could smell you. I'm like, wow, you can smell me through your mask. Interesting. Just saying. Kind of interesting. But yeah, so with kind of going back to pine, so the pine essential oil, an affirmation you could use, and feel free to be creative, is I take personal responsibility. And the alarm point, the physical connection, is the mucous membrane. So I kind of, the mucus, the growth, like all of that. Again, it kind of, for me, it goes back to that lungs. Pine is also really good for your muscles as well. So yeah, joy. So when I apply joy, I take a drop of joy and I apply it over, and that was 2 drops, that's fine. Apparently I need 2 drops of everything today. I apply it over my heart. So I'm kind of using oils pretty consistently right now. I am putting them on different locations. If I just stuck with my heart chakra, then that would be called layering. I'm layering essential oils on the same location. So you can do that, or for anyone who's new, I say start low and start slow. Experience an essential oil for that day, for that week, whatever's best for you, and see how it does. Maybe you do it for that day and you're like, hey, joy's awesome. And then you try pine, you're like, dude, pine is my jam. I love pine. We have 4 different blood types. We're all a little different. We're at different levels of awareness. And it's like our food. We don't want to use the same oils every day. Or if we do have, like I do have a few sets that I do use every day, but I add in other oils because then it's going to help my body. Okay. So again, you can add in other oils. With joy, if you ever feel anxious, how many of you guys feel anxious right now? Anyone? Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of unsettling right now. And let's just take some deep breaths. because I know some of you are probably using your oils with me, and some of you are new to essential oils. So deep breathing is really good. So when you're waiting for your oils, deep breaths are amazing. Just using your voice and saying affirmations are awesome. Exercising, perfect. Go out and exercise, right? 30 minutes of a brisk walk is great for brain health. Our brain is our control center. And as long as our brain health and our brain has all those cobwebs, then it's amazing. And remember, sleep. Andy, I'm gonna give me 1 second. I know, so now people just know, and Andy is watching on YouTube. I want to share something um, so that you can connect with me in the future, and we can connect up. So I'm gonna copy that, and then you can save the chat. And then those of you watching on YouTube, give me 1 second. And I'm almost wrapping it up for everyone else. But Andy, save that chat, connect with me, and I look forward to getting to know you better, or save my phone number. Okay, so joy with anxiety, the opposite of anxiety is confidence. Your affirmation is peace be still. Like I said, I like to apply it over my heart. So peace be still. And I look forward to connecting with you and everyone can save that info in the chat, and I'm happy to connect with you. Now, sleep. I was starting to mention the importance of sleep because someone earlier mentioned how important it is to get sleep to recover, and I agree. If your immune system is feeling a little wonky, not only use essential oils, slow down, take a nap. Yep, I said it. As an adult, take a nap. Be like, girl, I got kids. Okay, well, go to sleep when your kids go to sleep, right? Get your kids to bed and go to sleep with them. You got that maternal instinct. I know you'll wake up. Okay, so peace and calming is the next one, which is really good for sleep. But it's also really good if you feel moody, right? And the opposite side of mooding is having that calmness, that stability, right? And you can use I am wanted and lovable. So your affirmation is I am wanted and lovable to help you feel steady, stable, with peace and calming. And I've also found that peace and calming really helps with my creativity as well as just communication, because I'm in that calm state. Peace and calming can also be great for addictions, argumentativeness, control, or if you're just feeling really down. Yes, bye, Andy. I hope you got my contact info, and I look forward to seeing you. Have a great one. Okay, so I also say that it's important to take supplements. And I kind of mentioned Ningxia Red, but we want to learn, or we want to support our emotions from the inside out. What we consume and what we eat is going to affect our energy and our immune system, right? Our gut is really our second brain. So we want to be aware of that and eat organic. And the supplements I grabbed are also really good for everything that's happening right now, and just really good for supporting your immune system. So super vitamin D, allerzyme, enzymes in general, but this is specifically allerzyme. Trying to get that. And allerzyme is amazing for any seasonal change. And then super C. And the reason why I like our supplements with Young Living is because I've seen the scientific research that it absorbs within an hour, and it's more highly absorbed, whereas other supplements from other companies, and some companies are better, so they might have a better absorption, but it usually takes the next day. So I'm going to say that again. Other companies, it usually takes the next day. Our supplements absorb within an hour and are more absorbed. So Ningxia Red is also a juice, and that's going to be absorbed super quick. And I highly think everyone should be on Ningxia Red right now. Again, blood health, eye health, immune support, energy, So it's amazing. So for those of you, I hope you guys can see the benefits of using essential oils, right? And also, can you see the benefits of being toxic free? I know we just highly briefly touched on that. And can you also see the benefits of joining my team as I do different Zooms, right? Okay, so for those of you that are ready to join, I've already sent the information that has my link in the chat, and you're welcome to click on that and pick anything. And then for those on YouTube, it's below. Also, choosing all of these items will get you some gifts with purchases from Young Living. Cinnamon bark, clove, nutmeg. Nutmeg is with subscribe to save. So you can join with just a few items, or if you're like, girl, I just want one item and you want to add it to a subscription, you can do that seamlessly. And then you can change that subscription every month with whatever you choose. Now, and you'll unlock the 24% savings. That's the cool thing. Or you can spend 100 PV, roughly $100 to unlock that 24 savings, as well as with subscribe to save, you're going to be able to, whenever you spend 50 PV, you'll get loyalty points. So that's 50 PV every month or more, then you'll get loyalty points. So feel free to connect with me on those on YouTube. For anyone on Zoom, I'm going to stop the recording so you guys can ask questions because I know many of you are new and it's kind of a lot. Thanks, Patricia. Oh, sharing that. Let's see where. Okay, right. I'm so not used to it. Thanks again, YouTubers. Bye bye.